Hello, so in this video we will deal with the poem Satan written by Michael Madhusudan Dutt or Michael Madhusudan Datta, who was a 19th century Bengali poet and dramatist. He was born in East Bengal, which is now in Bangladesh. One thing to remember about him is that he changed his religion from Hinduism to Christianity. This poem, Satan, um, talks about the pathetic downfall of Satan from heaven. Satan was once an angel in heaven but was banished from heaven for his disobedience. He disobeyed God, and that's why he was banished from heaven. He was one of the most beautiful angel that ever existed in heaven. So we can say that the the theme of this poem, which is biblical, is kind of an influence of the poet's religion. Now let's move forward to the poem. This is a text of the poem. As you can see, the background of this poem is that Satan, um, who was an angel in heaven, he disobeyed God and he kind of rebelled against God, because of which God sent him to hell as a punishment. This poem is written in past tense. The first in the poem, a form of awe he was. Awe is kind of a feeling of wonder plus fear. So he was very beautiful. He was the most beautiful angel that ever existed in heaven. Yet it seemed a sepulchre of beauty. A sepulchre is a stone, um, is a small room cut in stone. So we can say it's a kind of grave. So he was once uh, he was once beautiful, but now he's just a kind of a grave of beauty, faded, gone, moldering. Moldering means decay or to decay. So he was once very beautiful, but now his beauty is decaying and fading and have gone. And now, fond mourner keeps her lonesome vigil sent to chronicle the past and tells his tale to coming years. Now, all that is left with him or for him is to just mourn. No matter how much he regretted or how much he repented, it won't change anything. He disobeyed God, and because of which, and as a punishment, he was sent to hell and deprived of all his powers and beauty and state and position that he had in heaven. And the chronicle means record. So the record of his sin, the sin that he committed, its record will be remembered by in coming years as well. His past will tell its tale of coming years, like the past will decide its future also. Then the very smartly uses a simile in which he compares the downfall of Satan, or the pathetic fall of Satan from heaven, to a giant tree, which is very beautiful and mighty, but it's standing against a storm of whirlwind car. Here, the storm is symbolic to God. So, the poet is saying that the Satan is standing or rebelling against God. Okay, so he's just like a giant tree who is standing against a storm, but at last is blasted or crushed. Just like how Satan fall from heaven to hell, the giant tree fall on the ground and is crushed by the storm. Of all its pride bereft. Bereft means to be deprived. So the giant tree who was once very mighty and beautiful now has just been like removed from soil, deprived of all its beauty and power and the state that Satan had in heaven. So here you can see that the poet has used many imageries. You know, the imagery of giant tree, how he first explained the mighty figure of Satan in the first line. So here we can see a new number of imageries. Also, there is a simile when the poet compares the downfall of Satan to the giant tree. Further explaining the downfall, the poet compares it with a bark. A bark is a ship or boat. So the poet the compares the Satan with a ship who was once very mighty and used to walk in the deep dark ocean like a queen like majesty, but now it's have been crushed into the caves of ocean. Starless means dark. So the ship, which was once very queen like, has now been crushed down in the dark caves of ocean by a find means enemy, by an enemy or a devil like figure. And the ship has also been deprived of all its beauty and is just now in the boundless search. The poet is again and again emphasizing on the idea how Satan was once used to be and what is the condition of him now. In the last line, the poet says, "A phantom or departed splendor lone." A phantom means a ghost. So, how uh, how the ghost, or as the poet has mentioned above, sepulchre. So, how a ghost of departed splendor lone. So the Satan is now just become a ghost. Like he was once very beautiful and all, but now he's just a ghost who is like roaming here and there lonely. He's alone in lives in a solitary condition, in a solitary place. He's repenting because of his sin of disobedience, and it will be with him for all the coming years. Nothing is left for him other than regretting. This poem teaches us a religious lesson that we should not disobey God. In the further slides, there are some word meanings which you can refer to, and then there are also notes. So, I hope you understood the poem. Thank you so much.